Hi everyone, welcome to DollishPodcast, a podcast about fashion dolls and maybe more, hosted by two hosts, MC and AB.
Hi everyone, also for me. Welcome also to the podcast. I hope you enjoy your stay and yeah, stick around.
So since this is our first podcast, we thought we just do a little introduction. We're gonna introduce ourselves about the things we like, uh, concerning about the things we like in like fashion doll, fashion doll world. Even though this is our first episode, we still want to keep the news segment that we already planned for this podcast. So, for today's dolls news is the release of stock images of Rochelle Goyle from the Fake World line. I guess you would also consider her into the Haute Couture line. And there were a few mixed feelings about her. Mainly the I guess the wrong color scheme. Let's just say the soft pink parts from the initial design look way harsh on in real life. They look more vibrant, metallic pink, which kind of wasn't in the initial design. And
Also,
yeah,
I'm sorry for interrupting you, but also I feel like you probably were going to say it, but like whatever, I'm just gonna say it. They didn't give us completed design since she's missing her gloves. Like,
exactly.
so yeah,
It's just
like
it's
the color
just
scheme kind of odd. And she's missing gloves. And for the price point, which you know the price point, you can tell us.
it would be $90.
It's something, right?
It just feels incomplete when you have the initial design right next to it. The gloves do kind of make a lot of difference.
Yeah, they kind of
So
complete the outfit. So
exactly. So in another news is also the release of the Tweebles from Bratz on the LOL Surprise site,
which
which
is
is
something we've all been wanting for so long, Bratz collectors
so
and
they're
other fans.
finally here.
And they look good, right?
Yeah. So for
That-
the next news part, I would give it up to you.
So as for the Barbie lovers, because duh, we finally have like some leaked pictures of the Ken. I, cause yeah, what was his name again? Oh my gosh, fuck. Um,
I
what is
think
the
it's
actor?
Ken.
No, but
The
what's
actress, Ryan Gosling.
right? Ryan Gosling. Oh my gosh, I feel so embarrassed as a Barbie lover that it's just out of my mind for a second. Yeah, so we finally have the pictures of the Ken, and um, he looks good. Like wow, like good Mattel, good on that. So I haven't seen any like negativity, really online about him. So yeah, what would you say about the Ken? Do you think so? He's good?
Yeah, I think he looks pretty
He
decent. Not me misgendering him. And no, I think he looks pretty decent. Like the clothing looks all right, even though it's just I guess a
but
shirt,
it's
open
yeah, but it's
shirt, and
exactly what he's wearing in the movie. So I mean, well, what
yeah,
we saw in the trailer. So
yeah. But it looks
and
definitely more high quality than a regular doll, and obviously because the doll is also articulated. I think it's more of the
fashionista, right?
2010s fashionista
Right.
line quality. There's
Yeah,
not
which is
too
good.
much, but enough.
Yeah, it's good. It's fine. And we also have like a sort of, some blurry picture of the Barbie. And as what we can see is like they definitely didn't go with like something I thought that they would do, which is try to make the Barbie doll look more like Margot Robbie. They definitely just make her look like a Barbie, which is totally fine. We don't have complaints. The dress is good. I mean, from what we're seeing, the picture's clearly blurry as hell. But from what we're seeing, I'm impressed. I'm glad what they're doing, and that's it. We can
Yeah,
move on because it's good.
this Barbie kind of this look kind of has everything from every Barbie era. The
Yeah,
body is
kind
from
of.
the fashionista era from like 2010 with the
Hmm.
little ring and the articulation. The hair is probably 90s Barbie, more fun, wavy,
You know what
with
she's
the
doing?
bangs. Yeah,
She's giving me Barbie Life in the Dream House, but pastel.
yeah, and maybe more retro look with the
Yeah,
yeah. Her dress looks like something from the I guess 50s, 60s, but
yeah,
like
yeah.
modernized. So
More than
yeah,
that. Oh,
she looks
oh,
good. I'm very excited for the next dolls in this line because this doll line, like Barbie movie line, could like be a gateway for more nostalgic Barbie dolls. You know,
definitely.
for more room for reproductions to, I
Agree.
guess, in the same lane from the movie because you could see in the movie they're using a lot of I guess memorable Barbie from the Barbie history.
Like Barbie decades. It's not just like the 80s or the 60s or whatever. It's like all of it because they have like also we were literally talking about it before we did the podcast. Like the pregnant Mitch, iconic. So give us
Exactly.
that. Great, Mattel. Give us that. Keep doing that. We're moving on. So yeah,
So now we're gonna go to I guess talking about ourselves and
because
I
we're
would
so selfish.
so I would give it off to you, MC.
Thank you, Boo. So we decided to talk. Well, we always decide to talk about ourselves, and as my name MC, I'm 21 years old. For anyone who's wondering, and how long have I been collecting? This is one question we both like decided to talk about. I've been seriously. Well, I feel like realistically, even you, like AB, like I feel like you have been. We both were collecting dolls, or like we both love dolls since we're like AK kids, you know. But I feel like seriously, I'll probably say like I started collecting or like since like 10 years, like about like 13, 12, 11-ish, I don't know, like somewhere around time I'll say collecting. Also like collecting is a very broad term, you know what I mean? It's like it depends. Like some people might not see it as collecting to just have $10, whatever. It's like other people might be like, oh, like that's like a lot. So it depends how you see it, but like I'll definitely say like I've been collecting since like roughly like 8, 9 years, 10 years, something like that. So
I think
what I
I think
normally
I think
hmm?
collecting is when you I guess always have a plan to get more dolls. When you always think there's more room for more dolls.
Well, in that case, I have been collecting since I literally came out of the womb. So
Because there are
yeah,
some people that are like buy five different dolls and they're like that's enough for me.
right.
And because they play with them, so I think that's all right.
Yeah. So another thing though, I feel like sharing is like what kind of dolls I like to collect. So obviously, Miss Barbara is hands down one of the dolls that I collect. I hope, especially lately, I would definitely say lately, I've been definitely collecting Barbies more than the past years. And obviously, of course, the Bratz dolls. I definitely have stopped buying as many, particularly older ones, since prices. But I feel like that's like a whole another topic. I'm also collecting Mycene because I actually have like a quite huge nostalgic thing with Mycene dolls, and not just like the video games or whatever. It's like I actually played more with Mycene dolls growing up, and I liked Mycene dolls way more growing up, even from Barbies or Bratz. So like Mycenes were definitely more my jam.
Yeah, my
And
scenes are kind of a best of both worlds. You know, the
exactly, like
Barbie body and then the Bratz inspired face.
exactly, that's like the thing. I'm gonna keep it short and quick, but like, for me, my scene was exactly best of both worlds. I really loved the Barbie movie dolls, and I loved princesses and stuff like that, like fairy tales, especially as a kid. Um, but like, I didn't like the Bratz cannot wear their clothes. You know, like Bratz cannot wear the glitzy glam Barbie clothes. So my scene was basically a Bratz doll, but with the Barbie body. So, I mean, come
Exactly.
on now, you know what I mean? So, yeah, so I definitely like my scene, Bratz, Barbie, and like other honorable mentions will be Wings Club. Although again, I don't collect them as much. Like I haven't bought, like I have not bought as many. Like I definitely have a lot, but like I haven't bought lately a lot. Wings Club dolls. Again, because of their prices are quite, quite pricey in secondhand markets. And another honorable mention that I just actually started recently collecting, and getting into, like, well, recently in a sense, like this year, is Licca-chan. Like, I have been like really obsessed with like Licca-chan dolls, Jenny dolls, like anything like Takara, like fashion dolls, like that are basically like for the Japanese market, particularly for the Japanese market. So yeah, I've been kind of on a kick for Licca-chan dolls because they're actually quite reasonably priced, believe it or not. So
And the
yeah,
quality is quite alright for the price point.
yeah. I mean, they're roughly, if you don't, like if you're talking about money, if you, I mean, first of all, they're quite easily accessible. You can buy them from Amazon Japan, and no, you don't have to pay customs, which is great because it's kind of in the price, in the shipping price. Like you already pay the shipping price, and it's for some reason you just, yeah. So you can buy them from Amazon Japan, which is great. They roughly cost anywhere, like the basic dolls are like 25 euros, and like the more elaborate ones will be like the more collectible Lika dolls, let's say, like the ones who are made for adult collectors are like 35, 40 the most. Um, and they're definitely like more detailed, but still, like, you have like Lika has like bendable arms and legs, like she has like wire in her fucking arm body. It's interesting, you know what I mean? Like when you consider all these points, it's like damn, like she's quality doll, you know what I mean? So it just kind of makes sense. And then when you buy a couple, you can just save on shipping, and like they're
Yeah.
good, they're accessible. So that's definitely one thing that I collect mainly. So Barbie's, Bratz, My Scene, Wings Club, and now Lika. Another thing that we decided to also talk about is like the Holy Grail dolls, or like dolls that we really, really want. So for me, that would be first edition Chloe, but spit like the first edition Chloe that was released in Japan, meaning with the cool brats, like basically it just doesn't say only brats, just says cool brats for anyone who doesn't know. And the whole box is like in Japanese, and I just find it so aesthetically pleasing. It's the dough is the
Yeah.
same, hypothetically the dough is literally the same Chloe that everyone got like internationally, but it's just the box. And that's like also another thing. If I get that doll, that will be like the only doll I'll keep in a box because I just think it's a piece of art. It's interesting. It's unique.
Yeah. It's
Another
a
doll,
piece of
yeah,
huge history of Bratz.
yeah, that's another thing. It's like it's not brats, it's cool brats. Like that's literally I don't know why they were called like that. I haven't figured out that yet, but it's
Yeah.
interesting. Another doll that I would say is on my list is the Hatsune Miku Lika-chan collaboration that came out like
Ooh.
years ago, like 2012, 2011. Quite hard to, I mean, quite not hard to find though. Like she's not really hard to find on secondary market. It's more like she's quite expensive. Like they have like at
Yeah.
least like 30 or 40 of her on eBay right now, but they're all like over 150. So just pointing that out. So she's definitely mass produced though. She would never go away. It's just like she's expensive, and that's why she's on my holy grail wish. I just don't feel like spending 200 bucks right now on her. And another one, Wesley, will be the most random thing ever I can think of, which is Ballerina Stella by Mattel. Like the Wings Club
Ooh.
Ballerina Stella, because it's
Yeah,
so
that's a
random.
good one. Yeah.
Like so random, and also I don't know, like it's just so random. Like I don't know, like Ballerina Stella. It's not even she's in a fairy form or anything. It's like yeah. I don't even know what to say. Like loves it, campy. I love it. I actually love the whole Ballerina collection.
Yeah,
Um,
the clothes are the most detailed. Like they're only doing ballet, but they have so many clothing pieces and accessories, which is crazy.
yeah, compared to nowadays, my gosh, damn. So yeah, what else do we have? I mean, yeah, that's it. Actually, yeah, that's it. Everything from me. I talked a lot, so now I'm giving it to you, AB.
Thanks. So yeah, my name is AB. I'm 22 years old. For also people wondering, um, I've been also collecting for like roughly for maybe 10 years. Yeah, I think we have pretty much the same history. Like,
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. I was like thinking like,
yeah,
we pretty much
they
collect
were
since
always around, but since I started to get like, I guess, monthly allowance for myself, which
same.
allowed me to buy more dolls, that's around like 10 years ago when it kind of started. So I mainly collect Bratz Monster High dolls, but occasionally there are also some Rainbow High dolls, which I kind of was really cold for like in the beginning. I didn't like them, but
We
ever
were
since
both really cold on them. We were
yeah,
both.
ever since the Series 3 dropped and the Pacific Coast dolls, I kind of started liking them because they had more skin types and more faces, which I really like, and they look really unique now. That's when I started to collecting them. Monster High would probably the collection, like the doll line that kind of started off me collecting dolls because they were the first ever dolls that I was like, wow, they look so good, so much detail into not only clothing but also the character themselves. Like they're so interesting. Um, Bratz would be like probably the most dolls I have because I kind of grew up with Bratz. As a kid, I didn't have many, but I watched a lot of the TV series and the movies, so that's why I really like them. Uh, I guess honorable
Which I'm the
mentions again.
opposite. This is like I'm
Yeah,
so the opposite. I definitely grew up more with like I mean I watched also the Bratz TV series, but I definitely grew up more with the My Scene like movies and like everything
yeah,
around I
which
don't
which
know. I
is
just remember more My Scene.
which is
That's it.
crazy. I've never seen a My Scene movie. Maybe I saw a couple of the episodes, but I've never seen the movies.
I remember watching Jammin' in Jamaica. Like
I think I gotta watch those because a lot of
you
people
gotta
talk about them.
they're interesting. They're interesting. Let's just say that.
Yeah. So my honorable mentions would also include, I guess, Wings Club. I would like to collect them mainly, but again, they're all expensive. Well, I particularly
Ridiculous.
collect, yeah,
Ridiculous.
any type of Wings Club dolls are kind of expensive right now, especially Mattel ones. I mostly have Mattel dolls. I have like a couple of those, and I bought them for like very little money because I just happened to be lucky to get those for very little money. Um, so yeah, then I would also maybe mention Ever After High. Now I have like literally only like 3 or 5 dolls. I used to have more, but I sold them. But I'm kind of feeling like getting back to Ever After High dolls because
I feel
I
like we all have
do.
this moment when we like
Yeah,
sell something and we're like, yeah, I don't need it, and then you're like, shit, I kind of need
yeah.
it.
It always starts when I go back and rewatch some of their movies and series. Because Ever After High,
And
even
let's
though
be
they
honest, yeah, yeah, you're gonna say
even
it. I don't know, I already know what
yeah
you're gonna say.
even though they've, I guess you can argue on their faces that they kind of look flat and a little bit boring, but the stories are something else. Like,
The stories are real, and as someone who doesn't, who someone who has never, I'm literally stealing your spotlight, but whatever, we love
no,
that.
it's fine.
Uh,
Yeah,
someone who has never actually had maybe two ever after high. Yeah, I had Throne coming, I think it's called, like Raven
yeah,
Queen. I had that one with like the super elaborate dress. And who else did I have?
exactly.
Oh, I had Michelle Mermaid. I think that's her name is like the mermaid girl with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
pink
yeah,
hair.
yeah.
So I had these two, and even though I was never like into them, I eventually sold them. But I gotta give them the thing. I prefer the story. I prefer the movie. I prefer whatever it is, the media over the
Yeah,
dolls. It's so good.
the story. I don't know who the writers are, but they deserve a
They did
huge
good.
bonus for that. Yeah.
And
Uh,
also,
then I would also include, I guess, Barbies. I have few Barbies. Mostly, I guess, the only Barbies I really want are Barbies from my childhood. Like, for example, I have the 2002 version of Cotton Style Barbie, the California Girl Barbie, the few princesses that I have, and the Life in the Dream House. I don't collect the regular Barbies, not really into them. But I
mhm.
also, yeah,
I should have
but
definitely
also,
mentioned that. I collect anything Barbie. Girl, you can give me the
yeah,
60s, the 50s, the modern. I love my Barbie girl, period. But
yeah. I think with Barbie there's a wide range what type of Barbies you can collect because it's kind of impossible to collect every single of them because there's so many.
There's so
Uh,
many.
and maybe I would also include my scene. I don't know. I have few, obviously from even like from you, from MC.
I know. I'm trying
I
to addict
really,
you.
yeah. I kind of want to also like get onto my scene wagon.
You have to come to the mindset. That's what I'll tell you. Is like in order to get into my scene or like any doll line, you have to be into that mindset. Because for me, there was also a time when I was not into my scene, and I'm lately also really into my scene. And there was a time I never like understood Lika-chan, for example, and now I'm like so obsessed. Like you just have to come into that mindset. That's all I have to
Yeah,
say. So you cannot
I
force
guess.
it. It'll
Yeah,
happen naturally.
I guess people change.
I guess. I don't
But
know, man. But
yeah. So to my holy grail dolls would be Flashback Fever Jade from Bratz,
oof,
obviously,
oof.
or better say any type of Jade there is, because Jade is
Actually,
my
true, because
favorite
it is
character.
so expensive also lately for no reason.
Yeah, I think Jade and Sasha are always the girls that were produced way less, or maybe like sold less, and that's why
That's another thing. Were they actually
yeah.
produced less or were they just sold less?
Yeah,
Hmm.
because anytime you want to collect the like complete line of like a certain collection from Bratz, Jade and Sasha's are always, I guess, most expensive ones. They're not rare, but they're more expensive.
I mean, nowadays you could definitely say nothing is really rare when it comes to breasts because I'm sorry, but Genie Magic Chloe, she's not worth
Yeah,
100 bucks, honey. She's not.
no,
Just,
she's not.
just saying.
I got her for like from like 5 years ago for only like $25, new in box. So what do you want to say?
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
wasn't like some dummy selling me a doll. It was a Bratz collector who sold me that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
then my another Holy Grail doll, which is kind of random, but I really like a Chucky franchise, like good guy doll,
Lay,
Chucky, and
lay.
I, I want the replica of the doll from the movie, like the carbon copy of the doll from the movie. I don't know, it's quite random, but I really want it
No,
because
we
I'm a
love
huge
that.
fan of
We
huge
fucking
fan.
love that. The thing is, you need to teach me about Chucky. This is one we should probably make like, oh my gosh, should we do one
Like
episode about Chucky?
yeah, but we could because like I think a lot of doll collectors actually like Chucky.
I don't know, man, but
Yeah,
I'm here to learn too. So
yeah. I mean, Chucky's not a particularly fashion doll. It's I would categorize it more into action figures, maybe like that for like geeks and nerds, I guess.
is it actually? This is so random. I'm again interrupting you, but like, is the Chucky doll that you want like how many? Did they actually made a bunch of versions of Chucky? Like, like like you want the replica. So like,
Yeah,
is there
I
like
mean
a
there
company that
are.
made?
Yeah, I think they are mass produced. I mean, the replicas released a couple of years ago, and you still can get them. The only issue is that they're like super expensive for like at least $300
Oh, okay.
because
Oof.
like replica and like the movie rights. I guess it's
Yeah, but they're
really
probably real good.
expensive. Yeah, and another holy grail, I guess there are many, but worth to mention is Ball Gown Musa from
Oof,
Lynx by Mattel.
oof.
Really want her, but she's really expensive.
Of course, because she's Musa. This is another thing. Musa and Tekna, so expensive.
Yeah,
So
I guess
weird.
because they were least favorite from the girls. I know like Bloom, Flora, and Stella are the most favorite characters. There's always a doll of Bloom, Flora, and Stella.
Right, definitely. But even Aisha slash Layla, I always go with Layla. For me, Layla is always Layla. But even she, like you can argue like, oh well, she was like, a black character. She wasn't produced as much. She is actually still also really easy to find compared to like
Yeah,
Musa or Tekna.
actually, if I
So
think about it, I think it's much easier to get a ball gown uh, Layla doll
yeah, it
than
is.
any other.
I mean, definitely. I think either Musa or Stella. Actually, Battleground Stella is also really rare for some reason. Like the obscure Stellas, like the more weird ones, like Ballerina. What else do we have? Like Battleground, Concert. Like these ones are kind of like more. Oh, Biker Stella is really
Yeah,
questionable. Um, but generally speaking, yeah, like Musa and Techno are kind of like the hardest one, and that's what I feel like. It's really about like sales. I don't think so. It was really like less produced. I feel like I feel like all those were produced equal, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, but that's a good one. Falcon Musa. Oof.
yeah. I think Winx Dolls by Mattel are generally really good. There is none that like is kind of bad.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So yeah, but these are the ones that worth to mention because if you go on, I think we could like have an
I think we're
endless
talking
list
for
of
hours.
dolls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have. I mean, I have also other dolls, but I was like thinking, oh, okay, which ones could I just name right now that like I want right now, like like in the moment, because there's definitely also other dolls that like I really would love to have, but they're not like I feel like something I've think about lately. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
So
anyhow,
that so
good
that's it pretty
choices.
much. So that's pretty much it for us introducing ourselves to you. Um,
You're probably gonna
so
learn more about us in the next episodes. So we'll
yeah,
definitely get more
this
after, and we'll talk more.
exactly.
But for now, that's
This
it. And I
one
feel
is
like that's
like
like yeah.
this one is just general, just to get to know us. I guess also I don't know. I guess somewhat know who's talking, like the person behind the mic.
Yeah,
So yeah.
duh.
Another segment that we want to keep on going is probably would be recommendations. Those are like general things we outside of fashion dolls, just like music, movies, etc.
Food,
So yeah, exactly. Maybe that.
even
Some
that.
tips.
Yeah.
Some things we just want to get off our chests. So I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
what I can recommend is, I guess, there's a Scream movie, Scream 6, that already came out like almost a month ago, but I see people still haven't watched it. So go watch that. It's actually really good. If you watch the previous ones, this one is also really good. Just watch it. It's great. And it's also supporting the fact that the lead cast is almost none of them are white. There's a people of color in the lead, which is something new, and we should, I guess, support that more.
I
Music
mean,
wise,
and
exactly. It's like for the first time. Uh, as in music, I would recommend you a K-pop group. They're like a new fever of this year, I guess, is New Jeans. They have really great music. They pretty much have the, I guess, the Y2K aesthetic. And I'm saying Y2K, not like Meg Bling. Like the
that's
late,
another thing we definitely will talk
yeah,
in one episode. So we're definitely gonna
yeah.
talk about the difference between MC Bling or Mac Bling, whatever you're gonna call. I feel like Mac Bling sounds like it's probably the right way to say it, but I feel like Mac Bling sounds like something I would just get from McDonald's. So that's why I'm like,
Although maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong because MC Blink also kind of sounds better. I don't know. Either way, there's a difference.
also it sounds like my name, MC Bling. So
Exactly. And bling, like back to my scene.
seriously, just I have no
Yeah.
idea.
So, yeah, these are my recommendations. Do you have any?
I I'll be so disappointing today. I actually don't have any. Like I don't know what to recommend. I mean, I guess I guess watch the finale of RuPaul's Drag Race. That's that.
Oh, right. I still haven't watched none of the episodes. God.
Shame on you. I'm not supposed to
Yeah,
feel
I'm
bad.
sorry.
But yeah, I guess like watch the finale. Like anyone who hasn't watched the finale, go watch that. And what
But
else?
I
I
think,
mean,
but
yeah,
I think it's best time for me to watch it now because the season is complete. I don't have to wait for another episode.
exactly. And you can like binge watch it in one day. Actually, is that possible? Yeah, actually, well,
Probably.
2 days. Probably 2 days, realistically. And I say 2 days because you need sleep. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, yeah, I would just suggest anyone who hasn't watched RuPaul's Drag Race like season 15, go watch it. Personally, I have to say any opinions. This has been like probably my most favorite season so far on RuPaul's Drag Race. I think it was like very diverse. And I think it was interesting to see like old school drag queens, versus like modern drag queens or like whatever you're gonna consider them.
Ooh,
It was interesting.
that's yeah. Now it sounds intriguing.
Yeah,
Definitely
it
have
was
to
like
watch it.
interesting. It was something. Let's just say that. And yeah, I think that's will be like my main. I mean, I really have nothing else to like kind of like recommend. So I feel like that will be it. And another thing will be probably to recommend drink water, baby girl. Drink anyone. Drink water. Stay
Stay
hydrated.
hydrated.
Because that's important. Yeah, I think that's my recommendations for now. Maybe in the future there'll be more, but for now that's it. A little bit basic, but it is what it is. I think that it for today. Hmm. Yeah,
That makes
that
our
is it.
first episode.
That
A
was yeah,
little
that was
clap
our
for
first episode.
ourselves.
We're very
Uh,
glad and happy to have you. Anyone who's watching, anyone who's listening, we're very very happy to have you, and yeah, um, hope to see you again soon.
and be ready for more episodes.
Amen.
And make sure you follow us on all of our socials:
Because we need that social
Instagram,
followers. We need the
TikTok,
followers.
YouTube. Yeah. So we could stay more connected and maybe read some of the suggestions you could make for future
That's the thing,
episodes.
exactly. That's such a good idea. Like, if you have any suggestions, just like, like DM us, comment us, all of it. We'll love to read like any comments. Stay positive, no fighting. Thank you. And yeah, just any suggestions. We're here, we're listening, and we'll love to hear that. And we'll also know that way that there's actually people who have something to say. Because talking is always good, right?
Exactly.
So yeah,
So there's that. Thank you for listening and see you next time.
bye.
Bye.